Dearest, sweetest, most beautiful souls, thank you. Thank you for being here. And by here, we mean don't just mean viewing this video, we mean being on the planet, being your beautiful, expressive self, letting yourself be open to your becoming and your expansion. Thank you. And thank you so much for attending to this video, because we get to connect with you, which means we get to share in the joy and the beauty of the arc of your ascension. You see, that's really what it comes down to. Hopefully, when you see this message, you're far enough along in your path to realize, maybe I'm not just that person who gets up in the morning and goes to work. Maybe it's not just about putting food on the table or doing all the daily things that you think it is. Of course you do that. You know, maybe it's about your soul expanding and becoming. And that is where you can put some of your attention on during this video. But hopefully it'll happen throughout your day. The channel recently had an experience where he received enlightenment. So he now walks around joking. Peter walks around telling people, I need to go buy an axe and a pail. And they go, why? Because now I have to chop wood and carry water. Which is the silly old joke. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. But after enlightenment, what do? You chop wood, you carry water. You see, you still live your life. You're still on the arc of whatever it is you choose to do. The daily stuff is still fun and interesting, and you enjoy it and have your meals or whatever you do with your friends, and it's beautiful. But you do it with a knowing that you are in a state of becoming and expanding. And that is the overriding view of how you do your daily routines. You start to understand, do these daily routines support my becoming? Many people work themselves to the bone. They're tired and they get by and have what we would call a good life. If you want to look at standard things, like they can pay their bills and watch TV at night and maybe go on vacation once or twice a year, they have a good life. But when you get to the level of understanding you're a soul and it's bigger than that, then you say, well, do these kinds of activities support me? And that's where it gets scary, because a lot of people have to make the transition from, oh, I managed to eke out a place in the world this way, and now there's a whole new way to learn. And this is scary because some of us were persecuted as children or in past lives for our abilities. So we shut them down. So it's scary to let them in. That's why we always say you want to move your charges and clear those things. On the channel, his website is dedicated to people contacting him so he can facilitate that, because it gives him the most joy doing that. And even he is having to learn, oh my God, I'm doing this. I'm not working a regular job. How am I going to get by? It's scary to accept that he is doing what he's called to do and that source will provide for him. You know, he offers his services by donation. People get all weird and no, I'm sorry, I can't give you this, or I can give you that. And he's happy to accept whatever they give him, always with a thank you. But he knows that what people give him is not his source. His source is the divine, and he's in contact and flow with that. So it's always taken care of, and it always shows up in unexpected ways for him. So this is the kind of thing you may be looking at. Ooh, am I letting go of what I have been doing so I can do new stuff? And it's scary because then how am I going to be provided for? Right? It's no longer, I've got this IRA or my retirement's in the bank. I mean, that's nice if you have that and stuff. But it's not about planning for that future, because your future is you're connected to source, and source provides, period. And that's unexpected where it comes from and how it comes. So it's going to be an adjustment, trusting your source that way. It was so funny when the channel first encountered the concept of awakening. He ran across an individual who was a lawyer who had become awakened. And the lawyer was recounting the story of how the monks who'd given him this gift of awakening said, "You're monks, you hang out and you do monk stuff. I have to go like do case laws and trials and things like that. I can't do like you're doing. Is this awakening going to hurt what I'm doing?" And it was a real fear. When the channel Peter first awakened, he had to deal with things differently. But he noticed because his mind was quieter, he was about 1/3 faster. He timed himself on how long it took to do tasks, and it was going 1/3 faster because he wasn't distracted, because his mind wasn't going here, there, and about like it used to. That was interesting. And then as he got more comfortable in it, he started realizing that things would just show up in unexpected ways. Either a client would spend down some money, or a gift would show up that he didn't imagine, or somebody would offer something. And he started realizing it wasn't just his work that was propelling him. It was his connection to source. So he had to allow that and trust that. And he's still allowing and trusting. And this is still unknown territory for him. But we can assure you that just like him, it's going to get better and easier because you're connected to source, period. And, if it doesn't seem like it's getting better and easier, then clear, clear, clear. Because that's why it's coming up. These things that are frightening you or keeping you distance, because they're the blockages stopping you from allowing and receiving. And again, you can use his website to contact him, or there's even a lot of recorded things you can just do on your own and get that little boost to go on that way. And then all of humanity gets lighter, including him. See, he thinks he's less like helping you, but he's helping himself. And he's selfish too, because he knows about karma. So he knows that everything he's giving, he's getting. So it's very selfish, and he's happy with that too. So yes, clear and help by doing your internal work. Recently, Peter had a client that was just so funny. The client blurted out, and this client had some interesting abilities. The ability to connect and get information from spirit very clearly. And during the process of one of their sessions, the client blurted out, "You mean what? I'm supposed to be in that connected state all the time?" And yes, why not? I'll go, I got to work hard and struggle, and my mind's got to do it. And then I can go have these moments of peace and meditation. No, be in connection all the time and see how that work and struggle maybe isn't such work and struggle. Early on in his growth, Peter came across another channel and said, it used to be oil and water. They would separate. You'd shake it up, and then the oil would go and float on the top, and the water would go to the bottom. And the channel that he was attending to at the time said, it's not going to be like that anymore. The oil's going to float in the water. So imagine a lava lamp. And that is now where we're going. It's going to be a background state of all the time. You have the ability to connect to that ascension. And in transition 4D, where you have 1 foot in 3 and 1 foot in 5, the transitional state of 4D, 4 dimensions, it's going to seem like you're going back and forth. But eventually you're going to settle down and go, wow, this is a field of everything all at once. And so I can have this, what would be negativity and difficulty, but I'm also in a calm, peaceful state while it's happening. And that doesn't make sense, but it's how the channel is experiencing this in his growth. And then he realizes, oh, I can then not only approach these difficulties with my spiritual teachings, which we've all learned how to do, but I can do it with the observer mind, where I know I am spirit, and I am watching this event unfold. And I'm watching it unfold as if I am a soul. So I see the human drama of it. I feel the pain and experience the difficulty that my 3D self has. But I also see the growth potential and the beauty of this from 5D, how it's connected to the dance of life, how this came to me because it was the next thing for me to clear. I can see the tendrils in myself that are putting out the energetic streamers to bring these kinds of things into my lifetime so that I can master my ability to power and create. And if I can see those streamers being put out after I deal with this problem, which isn't really a problem, it's a growth opportunity, then I've mastered the ability to say, hey, maybe I want to send out different streamers and be in a different kind of state and attract different kinds of experiences, i.e. growth. And I get to do that because I am powerful and now in charge of that, instead of this stuff happening to me or just being the student where my higher self arranges it or it's unconsciously attracted. Claiming your power through your growth. That's where we're all headed. And that's available to you. And it's scary because it's new. But it's so delicious because it's new. So yes, it may be a roller coaster and you may be afraid. So what? Get on it, take the ride. It's going to be over in a few minutes anyway. And it's not like you haven't done it a lot of times in your past lives, because you have. So if you want to, you can start to think of yourself as that fractal soul that we've mentioned to you before and see all those past lives and glean those experiences. And then it'll be super easy this time. Yeah, you are so powerful. You're so unbelievably more powerful than you know or let yourself feel and think. And we're here to celebrate you for that. Yes, you, beautiful, beautiful you. Yeah, just say it. I think the comedian Steve Martin used to sing a song, Me, Wonderful Me, Beautiful Me. Go in the mirror and do that. Come on, look in the mirror and just start singing Beautiful Me, Wonderful Me, because you are that way. We see it. We can connect. We know who's attending. We can feel it. Now, it's funny because every time we say that, the channel feeder goes, well, I don't know. And then we go, yeah, you're not attuned like we are at this moment. But as you keep growing, you'll be able to actually know this. And he knows that from his experiences when he works with clients. He just knows things. It's like, the client's like, what? And then they'll go, yeah, it's true, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah, he goes, yeah, he felt it. So he's learning this ability, to actually glean the information. And so are you. But in this moment, we, speaking from our dimensional platform, have it and feel it. And it's exciting and beautiful and wonderful because you are exciting and beautiful and wonderful. So let yourself have it. Don't be separating yourself anymore. Oh, this is my work me, and this is my spirit me. This is what my family me, and this is my secret meditative me that they don't know about because they'll ridicule me. Let the oil and the water mix. Let it come out. And you'll be surprised that as you accept it more, those people who you thought were judging you will accept it more. I think the most poignant one was when the channel Peter recently was visiting some family, and he just said, oh yeah, I channel, I talk to spirit all the time. And the woman he was with, a niece, said, well, don't you talk to God? And channel said, yeah, of course I talk to God all the time, but I don't talk just to God. And because he knew the religious background of his niece, he said, I also talked to some angels and Jesus. And so she was, oh, that's interesting. Now, many people have a very devout religious experience and have a super connection with Jesus in the Western culture or whatever the deity is in their culture. Beautiful, beautiful connection. And we don't wish to disparage that in any way, because that gets you there. It gets you there. Be happy and celebrate it, and be happy with those around you celebrating it. But stand in your own truth that if you wish to speak to more and become more, you can. And as you are okay with everybody else doing it, they will be okay with your doing it. And especially as you do the internal work of where you stop separating yourself out, then of course your world will reflect that, and your family and friends and coworkers. I think one of the most interesting things was when the channel first experienced awakening, and in his meditative group that also were experiencing awakening at the same time. Uh, one of the people there was a special education teacher. So of course, special ed kids in an elementary school, that's going to be a crazy environment. But after he awakened, he started having other teachers on their off periods just come into his room, and he'd say, "Hey, what's up?" And they would say, "I don't know why I'm here, but it's just really calm in your room." Because he was generating an awakened field. Other people were feeling it and unconsciously just attracted to it to get some of it. So that's what you're doing. As you become at peace with what you're doing, other people may not express it like, "Oh, cool, you're awakened. Oh, you've got ascension. Oh, you can channel," or whatever. But they'll notice something about you and they'll be attracted to it. And if you do want to help the planet, then you've done your work right there. Otherwise, just enjoy it because it's still affecting and helping people. But you've got to own it. So here's your chance. Do you want to have two faces in the world? Or do you want to take more and more of an opportunity to present yourself as a fractal soul that may be doing a work costume, a work event, but seeing that from the eyes of your 5D soul as, oh, here's a fractal of myself who's going into this environment and acting this way. That's cool. But even that then becomes a growth experience. And then if you want to, you open up and access the information you need. This is what's really, really, really cool for the channel. We recently did a video on abilities that come to you as you ascend. And one of them is downloading knowledge, just knowing what you need to know when you need to know it. And as you accept that, it happens. So imagine being in the observer state of 5D, watching yourself in the 3D state of your work experience, and then saying, "Oh, I'm a 5D soul in this 3D work. What do I need to know right here to make this easier or smoother?" And then getting that information, whether it's how to react to a coworker or treat a coworker, whether it's knowledge you need to solve a problem where your computer's acting up, or information you need for a case you're building or a plan you're planning. Yeah, think of how all the great inventors of the planet, how information came to them in a dream, in a shower, in a flash, in a brilliant. We're telling you this can happen anytime, but as you are aware that you are a 5D entity, and that the fractal of you that you're observing in 3D can access that inspiration, that brilliance. So it's not all scary. People are going to start saying, "Whoa, how do you know that?" And you just smile. "Yeah, I know it. I'm good. Thank you." Thank you, sweet divine, as the channel always says. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we will end there thanking you, telling you how beautiful you are, how wonderful you are. Don't hide anymore. Own that you are all the aspects. And if you still have blockages about being your magnificent self, then you know how to clear them, or contact the channel Peter and he'll help you. But mostly, your sacred self has got your back, and you're going to make this. You're going to become it. You are that magnificent. Stay blessed. Hi, I'm Peter D. Thank you so much for watching this video. We're all doing our best we can to help humanity ascend. Please share your comments below. It's important that other people hear that these experiences are happening with everybody. So let us know what's going on with you in relationship to this topic. And if you can, please like and subscribe to this video. It'll help the YouTube algorithm send it out for more people to see. Stay blessed. You are so magnificent.